Hi there. Are you a full-time employee who is looking to start side hustles? And of course, we appreciate you are constrained of time because maybe you're working 8 a.m. to even 7 p.m. So you don't have time, okay? And also, we appreciate you might be looking for those less saturated side hustles which you can be able to scale over time. I got you. Because in this video, I'm going to discuss with you 10 unique side hustles for full-time employees, which you can consider to jump onto for you to be able to make extra amount of money. Why not? You can utilize your abilities and the spare times you get for you to be able to make money. You are all much welcomed to the Money Daily TV. My name is Afagza Sifunam. By the way, if you are new here, kindly consider subscribing to this channel. Subscribe, and also you still add it, drop a like on this video. Having said that, the very first unique side hustle which you can start as a full-time employee, because you're talking about maybe you having hours late in the evening, over the weekends, or even at night, is the idea of you doing voiceover or audio works. More so, voiceovers in Kenyan languages or even accents. Guys, with the growth in the digital space, we are talking about voiceover needs and works being required out there more than ever. More so, if for example you're even a multilingualist out there, you could look to do voiceovers in different languages and be able to tap into your ability for you to be able to make money, right? And these voiceovers are very important because they are used out there, for example, by creatives, they are used in podcasts, they are used in advertisements out there, or even sometimes these voiceovers can be used in e-learning, maybe through translation of language to another language. Why not start jumping on this kind of gigs? You might be wondering, where can you get these gigs from? There are different platforms out there which are constantly looking for such kind of skills. For example, Fiverr, okay? For example, voices.com, or even through social media platforms out there, like for example, TikTok, there are people who are looking for voiceover artists. Why not put yourself forth for you to be heard, to be doing this kind of gigs part-time, okay? And then the second side hustle, which you can look to jump into and be able to make amazing amount of money, hopefully over time, once you scale, is the side hustle of you creating and selling your own niche digital product. What do I mean? There are those gaps in the market which people are looking to fill, where people are looking to jump onto, and they don't have the required specific or more so specialized skills for them to jump onto it. For example, maybe issues around how to budget for chamas, okay? Maybe how to budget for mama mbogas, maybe those packaging of KCC revisions, those cards, flashcards, etc. You can be able to develop your own unique products. It could be a simple thing which is conveying or addressing a given gap in the market, whether it is from your area of specialty or something you think you can do based on identifying a gap in the market. And of course, for this, you need to have these particular digital products being packaged in a very good way. So we are talking about you, for example, utilizing tools out there, like for example, Canva, you utilizing ChatGPT for your own research, or even using, for example, Gumroad for you to be able to really do research, formulate this compelling content, and then packaging it in a way that's visually appealing through Canva, and then having it out there for people to buy. Guys, you'll be amazed as to how this product can actually sell. And actually, for that kind of products, you even need huge volumes to sell. You can even start small, and then over time, you can expand your base. And it's even more so amazing in case if already you have an existing audience, maybe on social media platform, you can utilize a particular audience for you to be able to sell your own unique products. Talk about, for example, TikTok, talk about, for example, Twitter or X. Utilize all those platforms for you to be able to push these products of yours to the market, okay? And then the third unique side hustle, which you might look to jump onto, is the idea of you selling lunch box catering for offices. Guys, out here, people are working full-time jobs, and a good chunk of people out there go hungry in the offices or even spend time going out there to eat lunch. What if you can be the provider of these particular meals? You can think about hot homemade meals, well packaged lunch boxes, which you can be taken to your office block or even so your office building. You can start small and then see how you can grow over time. You'd be amazed, for example, you can start with a single order, which can even grow to 10 orders in a day. And by the way, if, for example, it grows 10 orders in a day, each of the meals maybe are selling at 200 shillings or 300 shillings, that is going to tell you you can comfortably be making a profit upwards of 1,000 Kenya shillings without sweating, because you're going to be cooking these meals early in the morning, packaging them very well, and then carrying them to the office, and then selling these meals to your colleagues. And in the process, you're going to be able to make money. Of course, also, it calls for you to test your environment in the office so that you don't come across as a hawker. But if you've worked in a place for a long period of time, you've built rapport with colleagues, with decision makers, you can throw these ideas to them and then see who are going to be forthcoming and then start selling these meals to them. You're going to be amazed as to how some of your colleagues are going to be supporting you for you to be able to sell these meals to them, because at the end of the day, it is a win-win situation for you all. Okay? And then the fourth side hustle idea which you look to jump onto is the idea of you doing local language tutoring. I've said, guys, maybe you're sitting out there, you know multiple languages. Why not utilize your skills for you to be able to teach people languages out there? Maybe you are in an urban center where you're very you're very conversant with your mother tongue language and also the languages in urban center. Why not look for a group of people in the urban center who maybe don't know that particular mother tongue language and then teach them? You can curate your own part-time classes, maybe in the evening or even early night, and you're gonna be amazed as to how a good chunk of people are gonna enroll. Of course, this is gonna be a paid service, and you can start small, teach local languages, such as, for example, Kikuyu, Luo, Kalenjin, Luya, you name it. And you're gonna be amazed as to how people can be able to join such kind of platforms. And of course, you'd even think about maybe jumping on Zoom, setting up Zoom classes, using Facebook groups to push out your services out there. And this is the kind of service which, guys, you can even make upwards of 20k Kenya shillings each and every month by you even just having, for example, 10, 20 students who you're teaching on a regular basis. Okay? And then the fifth unique business idea or side hustle which you could look to jump onto as a full-time employee is the idea of you creating and pushing out their Airbnb experiences. What am I talking about? Of course, you might choose to jump onto Airbnb business, but what if you take it a notch higher? You could, for example, be a mobile chef who offers maybe cooking classes while also cooking meals to guests in Airbnb. You'll be amazed as to how there are people out there who will be willing to pay you for cooking and even so pay you for cooking lessons for you to teach them. Or even so, you can, for example, be a provider of local market tours. Most of those are marketplaces which, you know, for example, they are fully fledged Airbnb business. You can partner with hosts so that as they're negotiating with that particular guest, most of those foreigners, you can also be included in the package whereby you're available, for example, during the weekend for you to provide fully fledged local tours to these particular foreign guests. And this calls for you to build rapport and trust with the Airbnb hosts out there, and also to be very diligent in your work, because it's gonna entail you getting in people's spaces out there. So you need to ensure you are a trustworthy individual who is focused on their business, and then over time you can be able to also build an amazing clientele base. Okay? And then the sixth side hustle you could look to jump onto is the side hustle of you doing urban farming. Basically, balcony bucket business. I'm pretty sure in the urban center, there is a group of y'all out there who are having very huge balcony spaces, or even so, those who are living in their own bungalows, you have spaces outside your house. Why not think about utilizing these spaces for you to be able to do urban farming? You can, for example, grow very simple vegetables. For example, sukuma wiki, spinach, strawberry, you name it. And even you might be wondering, where can you sell these products? You could think about selling these products, for example, on WhatsApp groups, okay, Telegram groups, or even selling directly to your neighbors. Maybe your skumas are ready, you can sell to your neighbors because your neighbors out there might even be looking for organic vegetables which are fresh from the garden. You can sell to your neighbors, more so in case you are planting those vegetables that which grow very fast. For example, spinach. You can actually be in business month in, month out. So think about urban farming in case you have space. And then the seventh side hustle which we look to jump onto is the side hustle of you selling curated gifts. Guys, the idea of curated gift services is a big thing. And I'm saying so because you can make, for example, local baskets. You can make, for example, local beads, which you can be tying to other gift, gift packages out there, for example, like birthday gifts, baby showers, romantic gesture gifts, etc. Use your own skills. For example, to curate this particular jewelry, maybe, or even custom vitenges, or even local snacks, or even using your own unique handwriting to write these individualized notes. And be sure you can be in business. Of course, people out there think you need to learn very intense skills for you to start such kind of thing. But it all requires for you to just have a unique idea. It could be a simple thing as having a unique handwriting, which you can be using on individualized gifts. And then you're going to see how these gifts are going to move over time. It's as simple as that, guys. It calls for you to start, and then you're going to see how it's going to grow over time. And then the eighth side hustle, which you could look to jump onto, is the side hustle of you starting a WhatsApp or Telegram community monetization. What do I mean? Out there are individuals who are keen on specific deals. Why not start Telegram groups which offer exactly what they're looking for? Of course, it could be, for example, unique business deals, job updates, personal finance tips, you name it. You can start your own unique Telegram channel or even so WhatsApp group and then grow the audience over time. And of course, you might decide to charge for them to access these particular websites, okay? Because it is your own space, so you can choose to charge, or even so, you can even start pushing, for example, affiliate links to these particular sites, maybe through Jumia links, or even so, other affiliate links out there, which you are sure they can convert. And be sure through that, you're gonna be able to make amazing amount of money. First of all, through maybe charging for the membership, and then you pushing affiliate links, which could easily convert for those businesses which you are pushing out there. And you're gonna be amazed as to how you can also make money through this. And then the ninth side hustle, which you can look to jump onto, is the side hustle of you running digital artwork or local culture prints. In case you have skills around printing, okay, skills around around artworks, you can utilize them. And the amazing thing that with this AI era, you don't need to be an actual painter for you to sell paintworks. You can even utilize AI solutions out there to generate custom portraits or even custom prints, which have the Kenyan touch to it. And of course, you're going to use different frames out there to package them in a way that's very enticing. And these artworks, you're going to now push them to the market. Of course, there are tools out there which you can use, for example, Canva, for example, Midjourney, Photoshop, etc. For you to be able to really adjust these particular generated images to be amazing, so that you can be able to package them in the ideal frames and then push them out there in the market, okay? And then the 10th amazing side hustle, which you can look to jump onto, is the side hustle of you doing CV writing and LinkedIn optimization services. Let's face it, day in, day out, we have a ton of people out there in the Kenyan market who start looking for employment, maybe through them being fired, maybe through there being redundancies, or even so, just hundreds of thousands who are graduating each and every year from the universities. That tells you there's an opportunity. All these people are going to be looking for opportunities out there. All these people are going to need their CVs to be revamped. You can provide a particular solution. You can be the CV honcho to be revamping people's CVs out there and assisting them to edit their LinkedIn profiles. And the process is going to be able to be paid. Of course, you need to do a very amazing job for you to rely on referrals so that you can be able to build a loyal clientele base over time. Guys, what do you think about these 10 unique side hustle ideas for people who are employed? Do you think these are ideas which you can pursue? Do you think you have or you can spare time for you to pursue any of these ideas? If there's any, share down below in the comment section. Which idea have you found enticing? Also, are there other ideas out there which I've forgotten to talk about? If there exist, share with me down below in the comment section. Cheers, guys, and look for share with you other amazing videos next time.